Hi everyone, this is Student Circuit YouTube channel. Subscribe to us below the video. On Student Circuit website you will find many educational texts about electronics and programming. In this video you will learn what are voltage and current sources and get to know terms of ideal voltage and current source, dependent and independent source. In general terms, electrical source is a device that converts non-electric energy into electric energy. Electrical source is considered an active element. Electrical sources are able to absorb or deliver electrical power. Sources can be dependent and independent. Ideal voltage and current sources are circuit elements that maintain the constant voltage or current across its terminals. Independent sources maintain certain voltage or current in the circuit independently on the load or system's internal state. At the same time, dependent or controlled sources maintain certain voltage or current levels in the circuit dependent on the load or system's internal state. Here you can see the circuit and volt-ampere characteristic of ideal current source. Here you can see the circuit and volt-ampere characteristic of controlled current source. Here is depicted the circuit and volt-ampere characteristic of independent voltage source. And there you can see the circuit and volt-ampere characteristic of the dependent voltage source. Generally speaking, there is four types of controlled sources: current-controlled current source, voltage-controlled voltage source, current-controlled voltage source, and voltage-controlled current source. Dependent sources are depending on the certain parameters of the circuit, voltage and current. Dependent sources are used for modeling of the devices like transistors and amplifiers. The most frequently used sources are linear dependent sources. Here you can see schemes for four types of the controlled sources. Now you can see voltage-controlled sources depicted here, voltage-controlled current source and voltage-controlled voltage source. And here are we introducing the terms of transconductance and voltage transfer ratio that define relationship between input and output voltage and current. Here current-controlled sources are depicted: current-control current source and current-control voltage source. Here we're introducing the terms of current transfer ratio and trans resistance that define relationship between input and output current and voltage. And finally, if we have controlled sources in our circuit, in order to calculate the circuit, we must perform four steps: write down all known variables and constants, write down Kirchhoff current law for the circuit, write down Kirchhoff voltage law for the circuit, and solve the equations.